Well, Coach, kind of a disappointing end to the 2019 calendar year with the series against North Dakota over the weekend. Just your comments on that?
Well, I think the games against North Dakota were a little bit of a reflection of our first 16 games in the sense that on Friday night, it was just a tremendous hockey game on the part of both teams. It was physical, it was fast. A lot of people told me it was the best game they've ever seen at Lawson, and talking with Brad Berry, the head coach of North Dakota, said it was one of the best college games he'd been involved in. And I don't have that good of a memory, so I couldn't compare it, but I just know it was a hard-fought game, and we were disappointed lose it in overtime the way that we did, not getting the job done on our power play, and I guess North Dakota could say the same thing, hurt us, and then we lose a face-off in the overtime. It comes down to our end. We turn a puck over and end up losing, but certainly it was a great game. Talked about things that were necessary to do on Saturday night to be better. Actually, our first shift probably was maybe the best shift of the game. We won the face-off. We got it across, and a cross-seam regroup. Took the net. Lawton Courtnall got a shot, and we had some jump. Came back in our zone, and we had a face-off on an icing. Two of our players, for whatever reason, decided to leave the ice and leave the lane open for them to get a clear shot to the net, and went off one of our guys and went in the net. So certainly not a game that we felt good about on Saturday night. It's interesting, the scoring chances in that game ended up 19-18 in favor of North Dakota, but they got the early goals, got the lead, and certainly was a comfortable game for them after that particular point. I thought we played well in the second period when it was 3-0. We had a number of great scoring chances. Again, we were having trouble beating Jill, the goaltender, all weekend, and they came down on a mistake and scored on a 2-on-1 to make it 4-0. And just not a good night for us, but something that in recent weeks we have not been very good on Saturday night. We've been giving up more goals than we can afford to give up, and our effort hasn't been at the level that you would expect of our team, and one that's as experienced as we are with the seniors we have. And people want to make excuses for us, try to make us feel better, say that we have injuries and that type of thing. But the bottom line is when we dress 21 players, we expect to be a lot better. And that's our focus. The guys are in exam week right now, so they're coming in when there's open ice to skate. They're working when they have an opportunity to get their workouts in, and they'll go home for Christmas. They've all got programs that we want them to follow. It's the type of thing that we cannot control what they do because it's their independent time based on NCAA rules. We'll come back and practice on the 27th and get ready to play Notre Dame. But, we've got a lot of things to still accomplish. Right now, we're sitting 21 in the pairwise rankings, which is the most important one. We are third in the NCHC, which is certainly something that we want to do is finish in the top four. So the bottom line, the way that we look at it, our best hockey is going to be in front of us here, and we expect to be a real good, consistent team here after Christmas.
On the Saturday struggles, if you will, is that something that players have to kind of take from within to change, or is that something that you need to talk about more? How does that change?
Well, I think if you look at the Saturday struggles that we've had, a coach should never say it's on the players and they have to adjust and get the job done. First of all, it rests with the coaching staff, and I'm the head coach, so that responsibility is my responsibility. And we were meeting all day today. I sat at home yesterday for about 12 hours. It seemed like it was about a 36-hour day, and just going over things that we can do better as coaches as well. So first of all, it starts with the head coach. It goes to our assistant coaches. We have to be better. Our guys in charge of penalty kill and power play, we have to do a better job as coaches in those areas. And the other side of it is you look at the players. We have to look at our upperclassmen, our seniors and juniors have to be setting the standard and the example for us here right now this week, and then when they get back and we get prepared to play Notre Dame, they have to be the ones that set the standard.
I know that you don't like to talk about them, so we won't go into specifics, but on the injuries, how important is it to have a few weeks off to try and get a little bit healthier?
Well, I think certainly having the break right now is good for us. It was good having the break after Thanksgiving, where we had a couple weeks before we played North Dakota, and we put a couple of guys in the lineup that hadn't played for about 3 weeks, and you could see the rust in their game a little bit, so that's always a concern when you've got guys coming back. But our belief is that when we play Notre Dame early in January, we'll have everybody at full power.
Andy, what did you think of North Dakota? They seem like a really good team, one of the best teams I remember seeing here in a long, long time.
Well, when you've won about 13 in a row, in college hockey, you'd have to be called one of the best teams. It's interesting. I do not think, Robin, that their team is a lot different than last year in the sense of personnel. I just think and also last year they were giving up around 20 shots a game. We generated, 70 shots against them on the weekend, which is kind of enough for them over about 3 or 4 games. But they're a real good team in the sense that they're playing a real disciplined, checking game. North Dakota's always been a hard-working, determined team that leans on you. The difference is they're getting the goals now when they need them. You look at the game on Saturday, and they got those key goals when they need them. We made it. A 4-1 hockey game early in the third. They come out the next shift and make it 5-1, and they got the goals at the start that they needed. So, and then Shield has been giving them unbelievable goaltending. His percentage and save percentage and goals against is tremendous. So, a well-coached team, played really hard here, and we're looking forward to the chance to play them at the end of the year as well. We've got some opponents to get after before then, and they're really good, and they're sitting, I believe, number 2 in the country right now for a reason.
You have the Notre Dame series, in the distance. If things go well, you could be missing one of your key players, in that would be Matthias Samuelsson. He's going to be named to the USA preliminary roster today for the World Juniors. What does that mean for a player to get to represent the country and then having a Bronco out there doing that as well?
Well, first of all, we're excited and proud of Matthias, and this is his second year. It's not often that you get to play for your country in the World Juniors 2 years in a row. It's a prestigious tournament full of, will-be National Hockey League players, and we're just really proud of Matthias and the fact that he's getting this opportunity. As a guy that's coached Canada on a number of occasions, I did tell the team today that I would be pulling for Matthias. So, we're just really proud of him. And whenever we can have somebody on an international team representing their country, it's something special. I know he's really excited about it.